This caterpillar that I'm holding was actually crossing the road, and I was kind of scared that it was going to get run over, so I picked it up before moving it to another plant. It is actually that of a Spanish moth caterpillar. The Spanish moth adult looks completely different from the caterpillar, and it's mostly black with some orange and pink markings on it. The caterpillar, though, is black and white stripes with this bright red face that makes it stick out. This right here is a female Needham Skimmer, a relatively common species here in South Florida, but pretty aggressive too. As you can see, it's biting away at my finger right now, which really hurt and actually left some marks. The males of the species are red, and the females, like this one, are more of that yellow color. If you can see on the wings running along the top of each wing, there's a thicker vein than the rest of them, with a little spot in the middle of the vein called a nodus. A distinctive factor of Needham Skimmer is that the wing lining is black before the nodus and yellow after, which is a distinctive patterning.
There we go. Got it.
This little guy right here is a Florida basket tail, a species I always either see flying or perched way too high up for me to catch, but this one was perched in a perfect spot for me to try and catch it, and I did. These guys are named for the intricate orange and black patterning on the tail. But another great ID feature is the two pale spots on the thorax, as well as the extra amounts of hair-like fibers on the thorax. This is one of South Florida's weirdest jumping spider species, the Magnolia green jumper. Its color pattern is like no other species of spider we get here, with the bright green and a red patch on the forehead. It has a similar overall body shape to other jumping spiders, with the two front legs slightly longer. While at first this might look like a monarch caterpillar, it is also a caterpillar in the same genus that has the same host plant, the milkweed, called the queen butterfly. While it has many of the same colors, the overall pattern is quite different, and the best ID feature is the presence of 3 sets of antennae instead of 2 sets. To separate from the similar soldier butterfly, each antenna on the queen caterpillar has a red colored base. While this is a relatively common species in South Florida, it's not one I've had much luck with, and this is only my second time ever seeing a southern broken dash. Many members of the grass skipper family look very similar, but that shade of reddish brown, the yellowish gold colored head, is distinctive and identifiable from a long way. It is named for the patterning of the configuration of pale dots on the wings that looks like a broken dash. This species right here, a lifer for me, the Florida box turtle, has actually been a nemesis species of mine for a long time, since October, because I volunteer at this park every week, and I've heard box turtles are actually a pretty common sight here, but I had never found one. And huge thanks to the kid who found this one and told me it was a tortoise, because I could tell that the description was a little off for a tortoise, and I got all excited. And I came over here, and that's definitely a Florida box turtle. This bottom view, once I pick it up, will be important for 2 reasons. First, it shows the plastron, which on the plastron there's a little hinge that allows this turtle to close up the plastron, which is distinctive of box turtles, which is why they're called box turtles. This view of the plastron is also important in identifying the species, as it eliminates the second species of box turtle we get here in Florida, the ornate box turtle, which has black patterning on the plastron instead of a plain yellow one. The patterning on the top of the shell is unmistakable for a box turtle in general, though. While that patterning might look noticeable out in the open, it's actually very good camouflage when they crawl through bushes, like this one was before I caught it. Even though box turtles are a primarily land-dwelling species, they are actually in family Amididae, which is the pond turtle family, same family as the cooters and sliders. This is a good brief view of her closing up that plastron hinge. Unlike the next one, this is a clubtail that has been known to live in Palm Beach County called the gray-green clubtail. It was an exciting lifer for me though, easily identified by those bright green colored eyes, as well as the dull green body. This clubtail right here, the Sandhill Clubtail, is not only a Palm Beach County first, but the first time ever being seen south of Lake Okeechobee. The expected species of Phanogomphid this far south is the Cypress Clubtail, which is very similar to the Sandhill Clubtail except for a couple of minor distinctive features. The line between the eyes of these species is called the occiput line. That line would be curved in a Cypress Clubtail, or lobed at the tips. But in this Sandhill Clubtail, the line between the eyes is perfectly straight. There are some other microanatomical differences as well, such as cerci shape, and slight differences in the length of the tail segments. But the shape of the occiput line is the easiest to use in the field. This individual right here is very hard to catch and took me more than 5 attempts to finally get a good grab and hold of it. But it was definitely worth getting a closer look, as it was able to let me confirm it as not only a lifer for me personally, but also for a new region. This was not a one-time thing either, since I've seen more of them since then here.